My name is Sarah Miller, and I am not for the banning of violent video games by the federal government. A person playing violent video games is just as likely to kill someone than if they didn't play violent video games. It was proved that Zuhu Cho, who killed 32 students and professors at Virginia Tech in 2007, had little to no exposure to violent video games. Similarly, Suleiman Talovic, who killed 5 people in a Utah mall in 2007, was found not to be in possession of computer or video games. If a person really wants to hurt someone, he or she will find a way to do it. In addition, it has been proved true that family violence exposure, not violent video game exposure, is predictive of violent criminal acts. In other words, you're more likely to hurt someone else if someone in your family has hurt someone than if you played violent video games. Moreover, there is little evidence to show that there is a causal relationship between violent video games and violence. To put it another way, who's to say that kids are already violent from other violence? If video games made every child violent and want to kill someone, there would be a shooting every day. It is the parents' job, not the federal government's job, to stop their kids from playing violent video games. Parents or guardians should know if their own kids are at risk or prone to violent behaviors and should not buy them violent video games. There are many factors for your child to act out, such as depression and anxiety. If your child is in this risk group, then it is your job not to buy them. But to punish everyone from buying violent video games is completely unfair. There are many benefits to violent video games. Studies by Cheryl K. Olson, Lawrence A. Kuttner, and Dorothy Warner from the Harvard Medical School Center for Mental Health and Media say that playing violent video games reduces violence in adolescent boys by serving as a substitute for rough and tumble play. Also, the study showed how playing violent video games provides a safe outlet for aggressive and angry feelings. In fact, it was reported in the study that boys played violent video games because it helped them release anger as well as relax. In addition to the above, violent video games are good because they provide healthy and safe opportunities for children to virtually explore rules and consequences of violence. Dorothy E. Salonis-Pasternak and Holly S. Gelfand from the Harvard Medical School Center for Mental Health confirmed that violent video games allow youth to experiment with issues such as war, violence, and death without real-world consequences. Unfortunately, guns exist, and violent video games provide a gateway to knowing what they can do and what they look like without actually seeing one. Kids can learn that guns are bad by seeing blood and death. Furthermore, you mentioned that video games are bad because of the interactive aspect of them. However, Jeffrey H. Goldstein, who has a Ph.D. in psychology from Ohio State, reports that the level of control granted to video games players, especially in terms of pace and directing the actions of their character, allows youth to regulate their emotional state during play. He goes on to show that our perception of being in control reduces emotional and stressful responses to events. To end, if the federal government were to ban all violent video games from everyone, the government would be depriving all people of a way of releasing tension and stress. Violent video games provide entertainment and pleasure to a wide range of audiences, not just children. To ban violent video games from everyone is not just unfair, but immoral. Not all children are subject to the violent effects of video games. It is not up to the government to decide that violent video games are right for children. The government has to trust parents to do the right thing for their child. Yes, there have been many gun shootings this past year, but who's to say that they wouldn't happen if there was no violent video games? There's so much violence in the media, such as movies and television, that could have contributed to those shootings. Banning violent video games is not going to solve anything.